que lo voy a dejar así.
Tell me something about firearms.
All right. What do you want to know?
Puedo hacer más de pistola, pero no tengo tanta astucia. ¿Qué tal golpe crítico?
I'd like to land more critical hits.
All right then.
Muy bien, muy bien. A ver, Horace, ¿qué más tenemos? Gordon.
You're not a guardian, are you?
No, the mages saved me, so I'm doing my share here in the camp. I don't know the last thing about magic, but I can forge a good sword, and a solid blade is a loyal companion in these times.
You want to stop the shadows with ordinary steel?
If only you knew everything you could do with my steel.
Ha! We'll need more than that to stop them.
What do you do when you're not at the forge?
I sleep.
Right.
Well, sometimes I have a little drink in the tavern after midnight. When you bang on the anvil as much as I do, sometimes your hand starts to get a little shaky. A strong drink helps to steady the bones, you know. And if you can have a drinking contest with someone on the same night, all the better.
What did the mages save you from?
It all happened too long ago for you to be remotely interested.
You're wrong. Tell me the story.
It all started back in the time when the Inquisition and the mages were still making common cores. I was already a smith then, and I was doing loads of overtime. I was so overworked that I forgot to fold one particular blade properly.
Okay, so you forged a bad blade, so?
But that's just it. That sodding blade ended up going to the Commandant. And of course, it snapped. He wanted to have my guts for garters. So I packed my things and went over to the mages. I'd never have made it without them.
So, returning to the Inquisition is not an option?
Definitely not. I hardly think they would welcome a deserter back with open arms. No. No, my place is here. The mages will accomplish what the Inquisition failed to do.
And that is?
Defeat the Titans, once and for all.
I think I've heard enough.
All right. I have another iron in the fire anyway.
Tell me about blacksmithing.
I owe the mages, so you'll have to pay me. Or if you're afraid of sparks, you'll be a terrible blacksmith. If all you need is a better weapon, I can sell you one.
Primero voy a ver qué tiene.
Let's trade.
Florete, machete, macete. Espada sombría ya la tengo. Cuchillo arrojadizo, daga arrojadiza. No tiene muchas cosas. Daga pesada. Ja. Y no creo que le pueda vender muchas cosas. No.
Teach me something.
Puedo aprender herrería. Puedo aprender a crear talismanes.
How do you forge weapons?
It's an art in itself. When you heat up the steel, you have to be careful that it doesn't get too hot. Otherwise, you'll become charred. The same goes for tempering the steel. You can make steel almost as hard as glass. However, bear in mind that it will become both sharper and more brittle the harder it is. Just experiment until you find the perfect combination of hot and cold.
A ver, quiero probar eso.
I have no blueprint.
También necesito planos. Va. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Es un almacén? Ah, no, es donde duermen. Otro gnomo.
Oh, honey, you lucky here.
Who are you?
I am Jafar, a big fucking hero and friend to homies. Well, I was once. Me Sada.
What do you mean, you were a hero?
Look at me now. Jafar become Matar. Matar of Gnu. He must train young Gnu.
Is that bad?
No, but it means Jafar must watch over protege. Cannot sail sea anymore. Jafar stuck here on stinking Tyrannus. Me Sada.
How's your protege getting along?
Jafar failed. My Pivy has been among humans too long. He never really learned from Matar what it means to be good GNU.
Who is your Pivy?
My protege, he called Ali. He running through camp telling everyone he wants to be fucking Guardian.
Why don't you both just sail somewhere else?
We come because GNU needed here. Jafar feel responsibility for homies and good for protege. Jafar still only here because protege no want to leave.
Then let Ali become a Guardian. After that, you'll be rid of him.
What? But Ali is GNU. General Magnus has never accepted GNU before.
There's always a first time.
You taking my piss?
If you like sailing, I could use your help. I need a skilled thief like you on my crew.
Yep, yep. Jafar happy at idea. Generous offer. But Jafar is Matar and cannot just leave protege.
I'll take care of Ali.
What? You talk to Magnus so he will make Ali a Guardian?
I think I'll take a closer look at your protege first. Does Ali have any special skills that might impress the General?
Well... He's a GNU.
This isn't going to be easy.
Okie dokie. I wait here till you done.
Va. Esto no hace nada.
Always
Cadetes.
pay attention to the person next to you. Have to cover each other's backs. You win in a battle with an attack, but defense
Wells.
wins the war. The teamwork.
Another amateur in the camp. Or the ugliest dock whore I've ever seen.
Is this how you welcome every newcomer?
No, just the wimps.
I've already got enough to deal with right now. What is your problem with me?
That's enough. I can stop this little game now.
Game? What game?
Information. That's what I was after. I provoked you. And you revealed something about yourself, my naive friend.
Alright, I got it.
So it seems. You didn't allow yourself to be misled a second time. I think you've learned enough for today.
Why have you sided with the Guardians?
Well, for one thing, you can convince yourself that it's safe here, but the real reason is that you get a roof over your head and a meal on the table.
You don't sound very convinced.
I don't care how important extracting the crystals may be. I'm not gonna work in some bloody mine. So my motto is, keep your head down, and you'll have a good life here.
Why does someone like you need that information?
Isn't that obvious? Information is valuable. It can sometimes determine the course of entire wars. Keep your ears open, and you can pocket a lot of gold.
So, you're rich.
I wouldn't be for long if I told you that. Never peddle the fruits of your labors. Old street wisdom.
Alright. You are rich. What sort of information do you have to offer?
Since you don't perform guard duty, and you don't manage our stock lists, I don't have much for you. Of course, those robe-wearing bureaucrats have something to offer, but I'm sure you would have figured that out yourself. Now, I've got another offer for you. Fork out some gold, and I'll teach you a few tricks.
What do I need to know about the camp?
You don't expect a lecture from me, do you?
No.
Good. Because you'll figure most of it out for yourself, anyway. What I can recommend is that you take a look in the back room of the tavern now and then. Occasionally, you'll meet someone there you can challenge to a drinking contest.
Who takes part in the drinking games here?
Ah, a couple of real pissheads running around here. Keep an eye out. If you really want to prove that you can hold your liquor, there's only one way. As soon as you find someone standing in the back room of the tavern with a bottle in his hand, challenge him to a drinking contest. And may the stronger liver win.
What can you teach me?
What would you like to know?
Adiestrador de monos, él es el que lo enseña. Necesitaría influencia de 40. Coraje líquido. Me lo plantearía para resolver algunas misiones o lo que haya que resolver, pero igual no es obligatorio. Cox. Jesse?
What is it? Is there a problem?
Skull caves, shadow minions, devastated areas. The usual.
So what? There's nothing that can harm us now that we have the power the mages gave us. Well, even a Titan could get a foothold here, that's for sure. Those who control magic have nothing to fear.
You seem confident.
You bet. Just look what the mages have done here on Tyrannus. We don't care if the gods have abandoned the world. We don't need them anymore. The more crystals our minds produce, the greater our power.
Tell me something about the crystals and the mines.
I have no idea why the crystals are so powerful, but I do know they burn a nice hole in our enemies. And that's precisely why it's so important to mine them.
Right. How many crystals have you got with you?
Me? Oh, it's not worth mentioning. A handful, and that's it. This stuff is needed elsewhere more urgently.
Then you certainly won't mind handing over a
But not all of them. Here.
What else do you do, apart from making speeches?
Ha! Impressed, aren't you? Well, I'm waiting for the next order from Magnus. As long as he issues them, I'll be ready in advance. He who is well prepared will succeed in this camp. And that will be me.
How about a round of knife throwing?
Sure thing. But don't compete against any buffoon. I'll enter into a knife duel with you just as soon as you bring the necessary gold. But remember, I don't have time for these games when I'm not by the wheel.
Ok. Oh, lo que está... Hay una cueva y todo aquí. No voy a ir para allá todavía. Todavía tengo que ir a activar el teletransporte del puerto. Piedra monolítica. El escondite de Kasim. Era uno de los gnomos, ¿verdad? De los gnu. ¿De quién es esta casa? ¿O es una taberna? Parece que sí es una casa. La cerveza cuenta como provisiones. ¿Qué es esto de aquí abajo? Roderick. Esto sí parece una taberna.
My friend, this here is the best spot on this stinking island.
Do you have something against the island?
No. Just smells a little strong here, that's all. It's my home, after all.
Here, lad, fry yourself a piece of meat. You look famished.
What? You're giving him something to eat?
You're fat enough as it is, Horace. So, what can I do for you? Would you like to replenish your supplies? Or maybe test your strength?
So, you provide supplies to the people here?
That's right. But it isn't always easy to fill all the hungry mouths. Work in the mines means the men are constantly hungry. Luckily, the gnomes don't eat very much. And when they're hungry, the garbage is also fine for them.
You give the gnomes rubbish to eat?
Of course. And I don't feel guilty about it either. They're not like those fancy mages. They don't give a toss if their sausage was lying in the dirt for a bit. The important thing is, It's nice and greasy and puts meat on their bones. Besides, I have to make do with what Rummold gives us.
Can you teach me anything?
If you have some ready cash.
Coraje líquido, bebedor y destilería. Nah.
What do you have to offer?
Choose something.
Probablemente vender ron y grog, sí. Licor barato. No tengo tanto dinero. Unas pocas de provisiones, a pesar de que tengo bastantes. Ya tengo una receta de grog. No te preocupes. Y tiene ron también. No sé cuántos tengo yo. ¿Cuántos ron tengo? No. Oh, espera. Quiero probar algo. Ok.
It's going to happen soon.
Ah, shit, not again.
Why won't anyone listen to me?
Because the shadow creatures you're talking about can't hurt.
What's for eating?
Ahora quiero escuchar la conversación, pero... no sé. Bueno, voy a hacerlo de la mina, entonces, de Frank. Aunque llevo grabando un rato y tengo algunas cosas que hacer, entonces creo que voy a hacer esto en la siguiente.